Today, I'll be sharing my returns after investing with Wahid for a year, and what are my current views about Wahid Invest, and what are my portfolios like. Hi, welcome back to the Financial Fitness channel. 1 year ago, I posted a video about how I started investing with Wahid and what are my initial views and experience about it. So if you have not checked out that video, you can refer to the link down below. Before I jump into it, for those who has not heard of Wahid before, it is basically a Sharia-compliant robo-advisory platform where they use algorithms to invest our money and automatically buy and sell funds that has a potential return to achieve our goals according to our preferences and risk tolerance. I've mentioned on my previous video that I was skeptical about this whole robo-advisor and Wahid investing because 1. I've been investing in shares with my own personal stock picking, and 2. I've also been actively investing in unit trusts where it is managed by people, not robots. And when I invested in Wahid, my concern didn't go away. Wahid is fully functioning on apps only, not on the laptop, and when entering into the apps, the interface was simple with not much features and information to go with, and being skeptical and so on. So I think Wahid has hurt us. They've recently added some new features into the app and revamped the interface completely. When first entering the app, immediately now you'll be able to see the new features of adding new portfolios. This is great because I may have different goals that I want to achieve in different time frame. Then my risk level towards them may be different. For example, if I want to accumulate a pool of funds to purchase a car in 3 years, the portfolio will automatically tune to be less aggressive because the system will assume that I need this money in 3 years' time. So I cannot have too much volatility or fluctuation in my investment. However, Wahid do charge a fee of minimum RM2.50 if you have 2 portfolios and above, which seems rather upsetting as other platforms doesn't charge. Next feature that I've noticed is the target feature here. I can't remember whether this feature was available previously, but it's pretty cool. So if you didn't have a targeted goal previously, you can now click this and key in your goal amount, and the system will automatically work out how much you will need to save monthly to achieve your goal. For example, if I want to have 100,000 in 5 years, every month I'll have to set aside 1,263. You can set it as weekly as well, but one time doesn't work. It just goes back to 500 ringgit. So after 1 year of investing with Wahid, my return is 26.77%, which is really good. I didn't make any changes to my portfolio. My portfolio is very aggressive, so mainly investing in ETF stocks, 60% in US, 20% in Malaysia, and the balance is just sukuk and cash. Because when I started this, I created with the aim to gain maximum, which also means to accept higher risk as well. So before you jump into the investment immediately after watching my return, please do understand that my portfolio may be different than yours, and the perception of risk that I am able to accept may be different compared to you as well. Many people have asked me whether Wahid is safe or not. In terms of company-wise, Wahid is under the Securities Commissions of Malaysia, and Wahid did mention in their FAQ that in the event of bankruptcy, the Capital Market Compensation Fund (CMCF) Corporation will step in to work towards compensating individual investors up to 100,000. But if today you are asking whether the investment that they are doing is safe, I did a little bit more research on the funds that they are investing in. Under my portfolio, most of my allocation is to FTSE USA Sharia ETF and the MSCI Malaysia Islamic Dividend Fund. For the FTSE USA Sharia ETF, it's a fund created by Wahid, and as you can see, the top companies this fund is investing in is Apple, Tesla, Adobe, and so on, which are high in net worth and also very reputable companies. The 1-year return for this fund is 64%, which is really good. Then MSCI Malaysia Islamic Dividend Fund, which consists of top 16 to 30 companies that has high dividend yield, and the past year return is around 22%. There's also some allocation of my fund to the RHB Islamic Bond Fund, which is labeled under Sukuk. Generally, the average return is around 4%. No doubt the fund choices that Wahid chose are great. However, there are not many choices. The allocation is basically shifting around these few funds. And since this is an investment, there is definitely risk. Depending on your portfolio, your exposure to risk will be different. So if you are under the very aggressive portfolio, you'll be able to see the performance last year. There is a drop here. So this is a 15% drop, meaning to say if you invested here 10,000 ringgit, 2 months later, you have a loss of 1,500. But if you have the moderate portfolio, the drop was around 9%, which is 900 ringgit loss. And lastly, if you have the very conservative portfolio, this will be 1% and a loss of around 10 ringgit in 2 months. Bear in mind, the past performance cannot determine the future, but you can treat this as a reference. So today, if you are unable to tolerate or handle the loss of 15%, then maybe the very aggressive portfolio is not for you. I've tried withdrawing from Wahid as well, just to see how long the process is like. So I submitted the withdrawal on 15th November, Sunday, and received the money on 19th November, Thursday. 4 working days. In my opinion, it's not too bad. Some of you may ask if it's an emergency. 4 days may seem too long. So this is where an emergency fund like fixed deposit or high yield saving accounts come in handy. But the returns are low, so just put about 6 months of your income in there and invest the extra. In the end, I think I'm pretty old school, where I do prefer seeing an actual building and people working on my money, or to monitor and choose my own stocks myself. But I don't deny the power of technology, because even though I like the fact that humans are managing my funds, but humans have emotions and can be biased towards a certain company or industry, which might affect their decision. So in my opinion, yes, I do think robo-invest like Wahid is a good alternative to the old-fashioned investment out there. But I won't replace all of my old-fashioned investments to robo-investing. But maybe split out some to have different ways to grow my wealth. Disclaimer, we are not sponsored by Wahid Invest. This is just my personal opinion and views. So that's the end of the video. If you have any questions about Wahid, feel free to comment down below. And if you have not joined our financial fitness family, do remember to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye!